trying to piece their lives back together after the devastating rains in KZN. Those who don't have homes or car insurance will find it difficult. To discuss the importance of insurance and how the affected people can go about claiming from insurance companies, we are joined by Discovery's Daryl Greater. He joins us virtually. Thank you very much, Mr. Greater, for your time here on eNCA. I'm not sure if we've lost connection to Mr. Greater. Oh, there you are. So I just wanted to ask you, first of all, if Discovery Insure has so far gotten any insurance claims pertaining to the floods in KZN?
The damage and loss to property, although terrible, is one thing. However, first and foremost, we at Discovery Insure are deeply saddened by the loss of life and resultant grief just being felt by so many people of those impacted in the region. It's heartbreaking to see so many people being in the need of a variety of critical services. But back to your question, we are seeing a variety of claims, which involve motor vehicles, buildings, some of which have been washed away, some buildings with only a few leaks, depending on where in Durban they were situated. Obviously, also the contents, the goods and furniture within the buildings of both personal and business addresses are being claimed, where the damages to the buildings were severe. And then we've also seen claims submitted for business stock, goods in transit, and some plant and machinery on the Discovery business insurance side.
So, Daryl, when it comes to a natural disaster such as this one, nobody, of course, plans for it. So what advice do you have from the claimants? Of course, I don't think it would be fair for insurance companies to say no to their claims in this situation, right?
Absolutely. So, these are very trying circumstances, and our aim was and is to assist our clients and the local community, through this traumatic time. We are utilizing all available resources to assist our clients with their claims journeys and to expedite the settling of their claims during this stressful time. To this end, Discovery Insure has moved swiftly to support affected clients, including, just as an example, we've proactively been calling out our client base in the areas we know were the worst affected. And in some cases, we've also been able to assist them with evacuating and rescuing clients who are stranded in flooded areas, in association with our partners such as MediResponse. In one example, we also managed to assist a few hundred school kids at two schools in Mulweni near a dam that had been surrounded by a mudslide. And Discovery sponsored 2 helicopters to undertake those rescues where we managed to get those children airlifted to safety. Back to what we're doing on a claim assessment side, we've deployed additional claims assessors to KZN. We flew them down yesterday already to quickly assess building damage and content damage in order to expedite the settling of those claims for Discovery Insure clients. We've arranged emergency accommodation for clients whose homes have been impacted and their homes are uninhabitable. And then we've also, on the motor side, and you've probably seen a lot of footage already, but because a lot of the repairers and yards are currently waterlogged due to storms, we've been able to source alternative storage yards and ring fence an extra fleet of cars for car hire or rental cars. And these are currently in the process of being transported to KZN for our clients.
It's quite comforting to know that you've also given people accommodation in the meantime while you assess and fix their property. But I have to ask you about those who think they cannot afford or think they do not need insurance, especially for their homes. We've seen RDP houses, for instance. The poorest of the poor are affected right now. How important is it that they are also assisted and that it's made affordable, at least, for them to be able to afford the insurance?
It's a great question, Ms. So, South Africa has many uninsured citizens. It's very unfortunate. For example, 2/3 of all cars on South African roads are not insured. And I personally feel for those who've lost their possessions and didn't have any insurance covered during such a tragedy, because, you're right, it would be very difficult for such people to financially recover, where they didn't have cover for not just their personal domestic assets, but also consider the business assets. There's many businesses that also weren't insured. And I think the whole point and the importance of insurance remains relevant here, especially where, if you listen to weather experts, they're expecting, as a direct result of global warming and associated climate change, for all forms of severe and extreme weather, including heavy rain, coastal storm surges, etc., to become more frequent. And so the need for insurance is becoming more and more visible and evident. Luckily, in South Africa, there's many insurance companies that service a wide range of segments. From a discovery perspective, we've got multiple products that start at a more entry-level pricing point for those who have lower disposable income, to high net worth insurance products. So there is a broad spectrum of cover available in the market, but it's important that I think the consumer, at the end of the day, the customer, understands the value and how vital it really is.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time on all angles, Daryl. We really appreciate it. Daryl Greater, he is from Discovery Insure.